Joining us, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Dane, Damron, and his club, ready to take on its Southwest Virginia rivals this week. And homecoming 2023, 2 p.m. kickoff from Carl Smith Stadium. Coach, anytime what happens to you last week, it has to be a humbling experience. But on a positive note from that, if you can take from it, it has to be pretty easy to get refocused. Divisional play starts this week, and you're playing your rival from, less than an hour away.
Yeah, every goal that we had for the season, other than going undefeated, is still attainable. That team we played last week's, arguably the best team we've played since I've been here. The 2019 Lenore-Ryan team was pretty special too, and we got the business both times we've been down there from them. And the two teams that lined up and played there Saturday, the way that we played, we would have zero chance of ever beating that team. And I think they were clicking on coach all cylinders. I told Coach Jacobs after the game, the worst thing that ever happened to me playing him at LR is I played him 3 times when he was at, we played him 3 times when he was at Notre Dame College, and in 3 games, they beat us by a total of 9 points. And so we get their best every time we play them. And because he knows that our kids play hard and we're sound in what we do, and they can't just show up and beat us. They got to be ready to rock and roll, So, and it didn't help that we beat him in 2021 too, so we're always going to get LR's best shot. And, the 3 running backs that we've seen the last 3 weeks, are as good as anybody in this conference. And I know the one that, that they have this week is a good player too, so we've not been very good at stopping the run. And that's one thing that we've got to get corrected.
We'll touch on that a little bit moving on. You've been here a while now. This will be your second involvement with this game. I know we get a lot of coach speak from coaches all the time. It doesn't matter the sport, about just another game. We're trying to win every game. But speak on this game a little bit, the rivalry and kind of your experience with it after getting your first taste last year.
Well, I know it means a whole lot to a whole lot of people. It means a whole lot to me because I love my school, and UVA-wise means the world to me. It's where my daughter graduated from. It's where my son hopefully will graduate from, in a couple of years. And so, and of course, I'm employed by this university. So, if it's important to the university, it's important to me because like I said, I love this place. And, I know there's a whole lot of people, that this game means a whole lot to. It means more to them in a different way than it does me, because my affiliation with this is just as the football coach and as the dad of 2 students. When my daughter graduated, there was no rivalry with these people. And then, my son's getting to be a part of it right now. So it's a big game. The fact that, we're an hour or less, and, so we want to give our best effort. I want my kids to understand, the importance of this game. And I think they do. We're locked in, and I'm sure they're going to be also, So it's going to be a good game. Should be a great atmosphere at homecoming.
Well, you talked a little bit about running the football, and prior to last week's performance at LR, your team had ran the ball better. You had a big game against Barton running the football. You ran the ball well against Limestone. Obviously, the Bears unit's a little bit different front than what we'd seen, and the talent that they have was pro prospect, in my opinion, on the D-line. The importance of running the football this week against the Wasps.
Oh, I think it's always important. I think you've got to run the football to win. I'm sure that their head coach would tell you the same thing, because they want to run the ball. Also, we got to establish run. You can't throw it if you can't pass. If you can't run it, you've got to always try to make a team one-dimensional. If a team shuts down our running game, then we have to try to go something else. And, we've not been as good at that as I'd like to be, but I think Jay Corcoran is playing really good football. And I think last week our receivers stepped up and did some good things. We've had some crucial drops that we got to get rid of, but we got to run the football. There's no question about that.
DJ Powell coming off probably the best game of his career at UVA-wise. Talk about that a little bit, his growth, development, and having someone there, as you mentioned, Jake feels comfortable throwing the football to, in addition to Dorian Goddard and some of the other guys that you have.
Yeah, I think DJ had 8 catches. I think self-admittedly he would tell you there's one he'd like to have back, because, it would have put 7 points on the board. I went over and told him, I'm going to keep coming to you. You've got to – it's – part of playing receiver is just not catching the easy ones. Part of playing the receiver is making the tough catches. And I think DJ is 100% gotten a whole lot better. I think Jamarian Chavis has gotten a whole lot better. Seth Fishback has gotten better. You know, we need to get something out of Peyton McClanahan, and we need to get something out of Braden Thompson. And so, you know, that can take the stress off just throwing it to Dorian all the time, you know. But, you know, Dorian's been banged up. Who knows what we'll get out of him this week. But we've got to line up and, you know, and get the ball to those guys. And when the opportunity's there, they got to make the catch.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck this week. And hopefully we'll see you after the game after a victory.
You know, we'd like to play well, Daryl. Thanks, buddy.
See you.